wanna wake up and let my dreams fly. This moment I'm making mine. Don't tell me I'm wasting time. I'll show you what I'm made of and give my dreams life. I'll put it all on the line, just like I'm young, wild and alive. I'm young, wild and alive. I'm young, wild and alive.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow. Y'all looking gorgeous out here. I like to see it. I like to see it. First off, I want to congratulate you. It's about 200,000 people in Sioux Falls. It's about 600 here today. So I want to congratulate you on being the top 3% of people who chose to be great today. So make some noise for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. I'm okay. Thank you. Make some noise for yourself. Thank you. My name's Manny Gutierrez. I do a lot of stuff. So I'm a full-time social worker at Minnehaha County Human Services. I'm a coach at O'Gorman Junior High School. Train kids. I've been working with kids for 17 years now in all sports. One of the things that we try to teach is that you got to catch them early. You got to fan the flame early. So many times people talk about high school. You got to get those high schoolers, man, get their minds right. No, I'm telling you now, start early. 4th, 5th, 6th grade even, right? Get them early. So now I want you to think about yourselves, because I've already established that you are different. You are not average, because if you were average, you wouldn't be here. 3%. So I'm going to guess that as children, y'all played different. Maybe as a kid, ladies, when you played with Barbies or did, house, and I love when you watch little girls play because they got a script, right? You say this, and I'm going to say this. And then you say this, and then I'm going to say this, right? I'm guessing your guys' scripts were a little clearer, a little more in-depth. Your story was better. Gentlemen, I'm guessing when you were playing Cops and Robbers or G.I. Joes or Voltron or Transformers or whatever it is, you weren't just smashing those toys together. For me, I had choreographed fights, right? And my guys had to move the way real people move. And if I played with a kid that just smashed the toys together, I was done. I ain't gonna play with him no more. We done. You're gonna break the toys. You ain't even he didn't throw a punch, a kick, nothing. Right? So you saw the world differently. Now, what if somebody would have saw how you saw the world? One of the big people, and they fanned it. They fanned that flame. Write this down. Paid in full. Passion, accountability, intensity, dedication, intelligence, nuance, fundamentals, understanding, leadership, and love. That's what we believe in when we deal with the kids. It doesn't you can't teach this when you're 20. Don't wait till they're 20. Don't wait till they're 15, 16. Start instilling that now. That guy looks mad, but he's not, I promise you. Passion is different than energy or responsibility. When you have a passion for something, it carries you through the day. One of the images, how many people, by show of hands, how many people saw Passion of the Christ? Right? Intense movie. And I was like, why did they call it passion? And where were the things that maybe you saw that showed his passion? One of the things that stood out to me was when he was getting beat. You guys remember that? And he was getting flogged. And they were tearing his skin apart. And his passion is what got him up. He kept getting up. That is passion. It keeps you afloat. The job wasn't done. If it was me, that first one, done. I'm out, I'm cool. He kept getting up. So that is what's going to lead you to every day. That's what's going to bring you to every day. That's what's going to carry you through the hard times. Some of you guys, I guarantee, have been through things that should have stopped you in your tracks and ended things for you. But again, you're here. Everybody says they don't want to be average. They want to be great. It's only 3% here. So some people talk about it. Passion makes you be about it. Accountability. If y'all know, that's V. And we're not arguing. But we're making sure we got each other's back. And that's not what I want you to focus on. Look at the little kid. He's being just as accountable for the information that's going on here as we are. What happens when you teach a kid to say, you have a passion? He loves, in this situation, he loves football. He loves sports, whatever it is. And you say, be accountable for your passion. Get better. You're good at it. You're not average. And you do it with intensity. Let's be clear. Intensity is not anger. It's not mean-faced. It can look that way sometimes. But intensity is effort. Okay? If you can simplify it to a fourth grader, it's you going 100%, giving everything you got on every play, irregardless of what the other person is doing. So at work, you doing your job 100% when everybody else is kind of like, do we really have to? Like, is this really a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. And do it. Be relentless. It's interesting because you get, like I said, we get the youth. I coach at O'Gorman Junior High, and the way we talk to them as men. Not as boys, as men. And everything we teach, we refer to adulthood and life. So everything is purposeful. Everything you do is purposeful. Don't waste a step. Don't waste a moment. Do not waste a day, a minute, an hour. Be intense. Dedication. If you got those first couple things, man, dedication is born. Some of you are dedicated to your job. But I can almost guarantee, because I feel like I'm in a room full of special people, you are absolutely 100% dedicated to your family. And if that's the case, what are you feeding them? What are you feeding your family? What are you giving your wife? What are you giving your kids? What are you giving your husband? To keep them afloat. Are you fanning that flame in them, or are you saying, shh, we don't do that? Don't shush that fire. You know that guy? It's intelligence, right? We talk about how does one become intelligent? Do the work, study. Be a student of the game, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Learn. If you know it all, you're a fool. Never stop learning. Soak it all in. You can never know enough. And don't just memorize it, implement it. That one's gone. We pride ourselves. I don't want to build great football players. I want to build men. I want to build good people. When I coach girls basketball, I want to build good women. I love this picture because he's coaching right now. He's bigger than me, by the way. Don't point that out. But he's coaching right now. And what better way to fan a flame than to trust a kid who sees things deeper than what you think they see them? If anybody's been through divorce or been through any kind of hard times and you got children, your children saw it before you thought they saw it. And you kept trying to tell them they ain't seeing what they seeing. Don't believe your lying eyes. Don't do that to them. They are resilient. They are stronger than you could ever imagine. Instill strength. It's the little things, it's the nuances that get you through it. One of the things we do coaching is, one thing I hate is block, tackle. Did you teach them? Did you take for granted they know what you're talking about? How many people heard the word hustle before they even knew what it was? Hustle. What does that mean? It just sounds angry. So they're hustling because they're afraid. They're not hustling because they know what hustle is. So we teach them. It's moving somewhere with intensity and purpose. Oh, I'm not in trouble. No. It's just this is how we do things. Put your hand here to block. You put it here, you control this area of his shoulder pads. That's the controller. That's like your Xbox controller. If you get here, you win. I don't care how big he is. What if somebody taught you that's life? They say, hey, having faith, having family, when things get hard, grab onto that. And no matter how big the problem is, you'll handle it. Am I making sense? Anybody? All right, cool. Make sure, just want to make sure we go. Fundamentals. This is funny because we say football players don't sit on the sideline. How does football player sit? On his knee. You take a knee. He figured out a nuance. I'll just, on both of them. Is that okay, coach? He did what I said, right? But, again, the fundamentals of life. What does happy look like? Mom, dad, What does enjoying each other's company look like? What does being nice to my brother look like? Can you show that? Because going back to the kids that play, you ever put a girl and a boy together about the same age, playing together? And you say, go play with your sister. He's like, and you get there and they're playing Barbies and he looks for Ken immediately. Right? And she's like, and you're the dad and you're going to go get a job and you're going to drive home. And he's like, okay. So then the other Ken comes and then he wants to break in the house. She's like, no. Right? He's like, okay. Well, then he comes in, he tries to hurt you, and so we're going to fight. And instantly, chaos breaks out. Because you're supposed to say this, and then I'm going to say this. But we got to fight. I got to save you. Right? This is how it goes. And eventually, Ken gets thrown across the room. He gets called a duty head, right? Because, and let's be real, men, and have my back, all right? Ladies, y'all are light years ahead of us in communication. You guys have been talking, since you learned how to talk, right? You say this, I say this. You say this, I say this. Boys play, yeah, kill him, we're gonna go over there. It's goal, right? The goal is get the bad guy. Doesn't matter how it sounds, we just get the bad guy, right? You just try to say something cool like, we blew his head off, he deserved it. That was it. But you get that in play. Expand that 25 years. I hate to break the news to you. It's the same thing. We did our best to catch up. We did our best, but you beat us. And so in your mind, you say this. I'm going to say this to him, and he's going to say this. We didn't get the memo. We're duty heads now, and now we're running and kicking over a Barbie house. So where do the kids learn how to be nice to each other? We have to model that. That's the fundamentals. Understanding. You teach and you coach and you instill so that they can teach. And if you can teach, then they understand. That's how you understand. So when you teach these, and they're smart. Some of the greatest coaching ideas I ever got came from a player. Because he understands what we're trying to do. And then there's trust. He knows he has a voice. Hey, coach, I think if we did this, if we pinch down with the defensive tackles, we can blow that up. You know what? That might work. Try it. It works. Good call. We're going to run that all game. What do you think that did to him? That's how you get a kid in 3rd grade whose attention span is like squirrel, right? He's locked in. He's trying to figure it out. You guys are important. You've been important. You're just not now important. You've been important. Leadership. That's a lonely road. That's a lonely road. Leadership comes with hard decisions. It comes with taking accountability. If it was easy, everybody would be one. How many thousands? 200,000? 600. Leaders. Deciding you want greatness. Deciding I'm going to take the responsibility to make this community better. So if you're going to build this army, you cannot wait till high school. You cannot wait till they're about to graduate in college and got an internship. You got to start early. Build them early. Give them direction. Look at how they're all intent, except 78. I think he's tired. But look at how they're all locked in. Are you showing that in your house? Are you showing that at your job? Are you showing that in whatever you do with your passion? Are you locked in? And the people that you're engaged with, are they locked in? Because if they understand, then they can lead, they can teach. If you can teach, you lead. If y'all haven't figured this out yet, I'm talking about y'all. This is y'all. Look it around and you see these beautiful different faces and people, and you go, man, we in good hands. We in good hands. But you got to get them early. And you got to understand the things that people forgot to do with you, you have to do with them. Somebody may have told you, you're not going to be a singer. Says who? This just isn't your thing. I had an issue with a parent once. Maybe more than once. But she kept telling me why her son is not performing the way he should because this isn't his sport. You ever hear that? Have you ever said that? Here's my problem with that. Why'd you put him in? Because if you're forcing him to do something he doesn't want to do, he just learned he doesn't have a voice. Or is it you're afraid that whatever he's doing on this field is a reflection of you? We want to dive in and say, no, that's an excuse. We're going to build him. We're going to fill him. We're going to fan that flame he got. He doesn't have to be the best player on the team. He doesn't have to be. He just has to be on the team. Everybody in here is great. And at any given point, any one of you could be up here leading. Just when your time comes, are you ready? Love. It's my favorite. Love. Big love. He's like this. Big love. Nobody is less important. Little guy, medium guy, big guy. Nobody tells him, hey, pose for the camera, hold him in the middle of a game. They together. What if you lead with love? If you lead with love, communication's easy because I understand where you're coming from. You don't despise me. If you tell me, Manny, you kind of out of line with this thing, I'm going to be all ears because I know it's love. If I'm willing to give all my effort and you're willing to give me all your effort and we are intense with that, and I know there's love there, man, that relationship skyrockets. Lead with love. Find your agape love, the big one, right? Find it. If it's the universe, if it's God, whatever it is, it's got to be bigger than you, but find it and understand it, embrace it, and then push it out. Don't be ashamed of it. If you can accomplish that, that's what we call paid in full. You can walk away. You can live your life on your deathbed and say, I paid it in full. And that's a cool way to go. My name is Manny Gutierrez. Welcome to CultureCon. Thank you for having me. You have a good day.